Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Weekly Spark. Now, it's been about half an hour for me while I let things dry, but it's been a week for you. So, in last week's video, I talked a little bit about the moon theme and showed you some ephemera and images that I had pulled out of my stash. And I worked on this spread so far with this image and quote from a magazine as the starting point. And yes, my dog is in the room. Now that this kind of gesso smear is mostly dry, I want to go back in with some of the other layers. So let's see where this page ends up as our second moon-inspired piece for the month of June. Okay, well, like sometimes happens when I do the video in multiple parts, I zig when I should have zagged. So you're going to see things here that weren't here a second ago, and I apologize. To catch you up on what you missed, what I missed, I did stencil the moon phases here in white, and although they're pretty mellow, that's okay, since there was some good solid blue smear and then this collage paper. So I've got the moon phases in. The next thing I did was stamp this kind of celestial sphere from this set of stamps. Stamp that in black, echoing the moon shape. I don't think I'm going to use this. I was going to overlay that on the moon, maybe in like an iridescent color, but I'm going to leave the moon as is. There is some faint watercolor that I added as well. It's Mayan Blue in Daniel Smith, and I was just trying to tone down some of the contrast in my smear and bring out the teal here. A little bit of star paper collaged in. Again, I apologize for this video gone wrong, but I would have sped it up anyway, so by the time I finish giving you a tour of what you missed, we're going to be where we're supposed to be. The last thing I did were these circles, again referencing these circular images and this kind of celestial star chart. So I have some larger arcs in dotted line and then some smaller lines that I literally just traced from this lid of my Snow White tin. It's the right size circle. It works well for me. So what I think is going to happen next is I feel like this shape is too distinct and there's kind of a dead zone right here. So I am going to do a little bit more stenciling. I'm going to use this kind of generic script. It does have a Galileo signature on it, and I'm going to do that across the bottom and maybe repeat a little bit of it here. Obviously it's designed as a text element, doesn't have to read, but that's where we are. I've been watching the new Netflix documentary kind of dramatization miniseries on Queen Cleopatra, which was fascinating, but then it's rejuvenated my Egyptian kick, and now I'm watching some things on Nat Geo on Disney Plus, so that may be part of my distraction as well, since obviously they're not running while I'm filming. Well, they are, but then I cut the sound out, so sometimes if I'm doing too many things at once, it's a problem. A little bit worried about the moisture that seems to be in this brush. I may be causing a big smear. Oh yeah, not what I wanted. Luckily, most of it's on there, so I can ignore that a little bit. That becomes a design element. That doesn't bother me so much. But this second time, much drier, should be a charm. Yeah, that works. It's a little bit blurry again. Shame on me. I should have known better using a stencil brush that had been used once and was in my water container. All right, so where are we now overall? We've got some darkness here to give it some weight, and the black circles, the dotted lines, and the text break everything up. I thought maybe I would draw in a comet to go with the quote, but I don't feel the need for that. I think I'm good. I really like the text on both corners, and I really like the circles across both pages, because that unifies and gives you that kind of repetition to create some flow, some eye movement. Excellent. Well, then this page, with its technical difficulties, has ended up being pretty satisfying for me. As always, this theme for the month of June is the moon, and so there are going to be many different incarnations, whether it be animals in the moon, goddesses of the moon, the crescent moon. So if you're interested in this or in just my art journaling videos in general, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and stay tuned next week when there will be another episode of Weekly Spark. And thank you for your patience with my missing chunk of video and my quick little tour of what had gone awry. So, see you next week, I hope. Take care.